Hi, for some reason I enjoy completing the game of Crash Twinsanity as fast as possible. My best time is 13 minutes and 40 seconds, and I'm trying to beat that time. In my last video, I practiced warp skip for 3 days. If you're wondering what warp skip is and why I practiced it for 3 days, the video is in the description. Anyways, since that video, I've been practicing warp skip every day for 1 hour, and eventually I will make a follow-up video on that to see if I made progress. But for this video, we are going to focus on Ant Agony. Yeah, but why must ants go through agony? Well, actually, Ant Agony is the name of the final level of Crash Twinsanity. This level of the game makes up more than half of any percent speedruns. This is because the first 6 minutes of any percent speedruns consist entirely of skipping every level of the game in quick succession. However, a way to skip Ant Agony has not been found yet, so we have to play through the entire level to beat the game, and it takes about 7.5 minutes. What makes this part of the speedrun even more difficult is that if you die, the game crashes and your run is over. This is because when you do warp skip, Cortex is attached to Crash, but Cortex doesn't exist in most of Ant Agony, so if you die, the game tries to find Cortex, fails, and then crashes. For this reason, you have to play through all of Ant Agony without dying. Not only that, but you have to do a bunch of difficult tricks and skips throughout the level to save time. One single mistake and your run is over. So for this video, my plan was to analyze my current ability to do Ant Agony, then practice it a large amount for 3 days, then do another test to see if there was improvement. However, because I am a stupid idiot, I never did a test before the 3 days of practice. I just did the 3 days of practice and then did a test. By the way, for this video I'm not practicing the final boss fight, so yeah. Another plan I had was to record vlogs during the entire process. However, I only recorded vlogs for the first day and no vlogs for days 2 and 3. Also, please let me know if these vlogs are boring or unnecessary for this video.
Never mind, I just now decided to make the vlogs into a separate video.
So on day 1, I did 4.5 hours of Ant Agony practice. Then on days 2 and 3, I didn't feel like making vlogs, so I made these high quality videos. To do more practice. Nice job taking 1 hour and 22 minutes to eat lunch. So now starting next session. Good job. About to do another session. About to do another session. And that was it. So that means that I practiced Ant Agony for 4.5 hours on day 1, 7 hours on day 2, and 4 hours on day 3. That's a total of 15.5 hours. Then on day 4, I did 1 more hour of Ant Agony practice. Now it was time for the test. For this test, I would record myself going through Ant Agony multiple times for a period of 1 hour. I would use a timer to record how long each attempt took, and sometime in the distant future, because I take forever to make videos, I would go over the footage, count the number of fails per attempt, and analyze the success rates of each part of the level. Side note, my controller was having issues during the test, which made me fail a few sections, but I ended up not counting fails that happened as a result of the controller. Before we analyze the results of the test, I'm going to analyze some Ant Agony attempts from a bunch of speedrun attempts that I did in the days leading up to the 3 days of practice. I just took notes from Ant Agony attempts from speedruns I live streamed on October 12th and 13th, and then I took notes from the test that I did on October 18th. Now it's time to translate this stuff into numbers, but first we're going to divide Ant Agony into 31 sections. Well, that was a massive waste of time, but I now have all of these stats. I calculated the success rates of each individual section of Ant Agony. For the speedrun attempts, the worst section was slide jump, long jump, which I succeeded at only 7 out of 9 times. For the test, there were 2 sections tied for the worst at 8 out of 11, spin ball 2 and ballroom ball 2. I may have been too strict on these because on the fails, I only lost 2 or 3 seconds. Then I calculated the probability of succeeding or failing at any individual section. This is kind of like an overall indicator of how good I am at not failing. The failure rate for the test was actually higher than that of the full speedruns, so at least according to this, there is no improvement so far. Nice. And then we have this page. These graphs track the number of fails per full Ant Agony attempt. For the attempts done during speedruns, I had to figure out a way to estimate how many fails I would have gotten if the game didn't crash when I died, so yeah, it might not be very accurate. If you look at my average fails per run, it appears as if the number went down for the test, which indicates improvement. Wow. I also calculated the rate at which I did a full Ant Agony attempt with no fails at all. Again, there was improvements. That's nice, I guess. Finally, we have the length of time it took to complete Ant Agony. For these times, I started timing when I spun this ball at the beginning of the level and ended time when I jumped up here. It was way too difficult to estimate what the times would have been for the runs where the game crashed, so I ended up not including those. First, we have the results of the test. However, it is much easier to compare runs if they have the same number of deaths, namely 0, so here are the times for all the no-death runs from both the speedruns and the test. Wow, improvement. For comparison, here are the Ant Agony times for the world record speedrun, my best ever Ant Agony, and my best ever Ant Agony without ball glitch. The reason these ones are 7 minutes is because in normal speedruns I start timing at the cutscene before Ant Agony and end timing when I beat the final boss. Anyways, my best time is a 4:31.
2 seconds faster than the one I got during the test.
However, the 4:33 during the test didn't have ball glitch, so that means it could have been a 4:29 or better. So I'm going to continue practicing Ant Agony 1 hour per day and make a follow-up video in a few weeks. Well, that's about it, at least for you. I'm just finishing up writing the script. I haven't even started editing this video yet. That's gonna be fun. Anyways, bye.